Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sixth Letter to Earth, where we support the F word. F is the sixth letter. And what's the sixth letter word that can pertain to everyone? Freedom. Freedom's the F word, guys. Not what you guys are thinking. What are you thinking? What's the other word you guys could be thinking of? Never mind. I don't want to know. Anyways, welcome everybody to episode 16. Today we're going to be talking about things that occur when you're catching disease. But first, I just want to talk about a little catch up, and see what's going on, let everyone know what's going on with the podcast and everything. First off, I wanted to apologize for how messy last week's episode sounded. I did explain on the podcast that halfway through the episode I had to stop. And then with my chaotic life going on, I didn't get to start recording it till 2 days later. And at that point in time, where I had the podcast recording, forgot my microphone. Wouldn't listen to my microphone. It was like, okay, well, and I couldn't save it, right? I couldn't save it. So what was going on essentially was I was having to go through I always have a microphone. Like the what I'm going through right now is my microphone. I have it when I'm streaming all the time, and it's a decent microphone. Sometimes I'm holding it in my hand, like today, this episode I'm holding in my hand. Sometimes I'm in the stand, and it's right in front of me with the background thing on there. So, it cut out and wouldn't use that, so I had to use the laptop microphone, and it just sounded so poorly. But if you listen to it with headphones, though, I found that it works good. So I recommend listening to my podcast through headphones. If you haven't already noticed that that's the best way to listen to the podcast is through headphones or earphones. You get to hear everything then. Like, I was listening to the episode off of my laptop. Didn't understand the meditation. Couldn't hear the meditation. I listened off my phone, couldn't hear it, but once I put my earphones on, my earbuds, is perfect. So, if you couldn't hear the music in the last one, re-listen with some earphones or headphones, and I promise you will hear it. So, another update is, I am also, through Spreaker, uploading all my podcasts to YouTube, so you can join me on YouTube, if you rather listen to it there, or just follow me on YouTube, support me there. Who knows? We'll see how things go. You can also check out a plethora of old videos I've been making since I was 18 years old, or ever since I've graduated. Even in high school, I have a bunch of videos I've tried to do many different things, and many things don't click. So you'll see, and you can listen to watch them all, and it's I don't know. I thought I did some pretty decent stuff. So you check it out on my YouTube. Check that out on my YouTube. So that is search Sixth Letter to Earth on YouTube, and it will pop right up. I have a playlist just with the podcast, and then my YouTube account is there, Sixth Letter to Earth. So, I'm also back on Twitter. Yay! I went back to the Twitterverse, everybody. Just in time to see Elon Musk and his stuff going on. Like, okay, that's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the discourse on Twitter very often. But there's two things I like about it. There's a lot of positivity pages, like that nice quotes all the time. And number two, the sports. If you like sports, go on Twitter and search your favorite team, search any sport. Things get like bonkers on Twitter with sports, and it's so much fun. I love it, and you'll sometimes see me chat away. You'll see a lot of my replies are more sports related than related to the podcast. I should actually probably separate that. I should probably leave Sixth Letter to Earth out of the sports. I use my old Twitter account for sports talk, but I just have a hard time staying off of the sports Twitterverse because it just seems like for sports, like with NFL or hockey or baseball even, it seems like it just makes it more fun being on Twitter. So I highly recommend it. It is awesome. The one thing I recommend, here's my piece of advice for Twitter. Just stay off of politics, guys. The politics is what ruins Twitter. And that's so far the difference. Like, this different time, like, past couple times I went on Twitter, I tried to do the politics thing. I tried to follow all the politics that I wanted to follow. And it just made me hate politics even more. This time I went in without politics. I was like, okay, I'll use it for sports, positivity, and streaming, and gaming too. And this time has been great. They do leak some things through to you, but you can just ignore it. It's like not that big. It's not like it's being pushed down all the time. So that's one thing I decided. I'm glad I didn't get the politics side of Twitter onto my thing. So yeah, so join me on Twitter. I do my updates there, and I retweet inspirational quotes. And yeah, so if you want to search me there, is at 6L2E Kyle is where you can find me there. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, I'll also post my schedule on there too, like when I'm going to be streaming. I'll usually give a little idea when I'm going to stream as I go along. And this upcoming week is going to be bonkers because it's a spring break, so I'm going to try to keep things at 10 if I can. But it is also difficult because we do have my niece, as I explained in the last episode. And she is a handful. So I'm not sure exactly. I want to do some more positivity streams. I want to do some tip videos. I want to do some videos where I show tips on stretches and exercises a little bit. Stretches or yoga. I want to do a yoga stream. It's hard with everyone around. So what I might do is I'm going to try to get a long cable out to my shed. And when she's in bed, like late at night, like or something like that, I'm going to try to... I'm gonna try to record some stuff or stream for you guys, and do my positivity stream. So it's something I'm gonna have to work out. I'm gonna have to figure out how much cable I'm gonna need to do this. So, but yeah, so that's there's a little something happening over here. So if you want to find everything I do, if you want to find where to find the podcast or my Twitter or my Twitch, if you're not listening on my Twitch, come join my Twitch. I stream I try to stream at least 2 times a week. One, re-listen to this episode. It can happen anytime after. I might do one episode. I'm probably going to try to listen to it twice. I think we're going to do the double episode with episode 1 and 16 on Sunday. But then I'm just going to do 16 alone. So, you might hear it twice. Might be a double up, but I'm going to be doubling up on my podcast on Sunday because I can leave it and deal with my kids and everything like that and listen to what's going on with the podcast. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to listen to episode 1 because on Sunday, the day after that, it'll be the 1-year anniversary of me starting 6th Letter to Earth and me releasing my first podcast. So I figure, what better way to honor my anniversary than by listening to the very first podcast. So I'm pretty excited about that. And as a bonus, we will have episode 16. Well, this one that you are listening to right now will be also being playing after episode 1 also. So it's going to be a long stream. We're going to be talking a lot, and there's going to be a lot. I'm going to be turning off the sound alerts for it. But I feel like some people who haven't heard the podcast, they can listen to different episodes. So this stream is going to be listening to a few of them, and we'll see how well it works. We'll see how well it works with all my family around, and we'll see as much as I can do. So I'm pretty sure Sunday at some point in time I'm going to try for 10, but I might actually have to make it earlier. So just be aware of that. I want to do it on that date, so we'll see. We'll try to make it work. Maybe we'll make it a evening podcast or something, or evening stream, or I don't know. We'll see. I would love to do it in the morning though. I gotta talk to my wife. I gotta figure out exactly what's happening. So then I know what's going on. But you'll figure it out there. Go to my Twitch and follow me there if you want to have my Discord. That's where I'll figure everything out. My Discord will have my schedule up there, and I will post. Also on Twitch, you have to go !sked, SCAD. So that's how you go do that. So, but yeah, so it's my 1 year anniversary, guys. And one thing I've noticed is this is episode 16. 52 weeks ago, I made episode 1. So I've only done 16 episodes in 12 months. Well, I don't like that. I really was hoping to do more than that. I didn't really have to set myself a goal because I didn't know how serious I was going to take this at the time. I was just going to release that as I went along, and that's so far how it's been. But I want to take it more seriously now, guys. So, I'm starting right now. I'm setting a goal. We're at 16 episodes. At 16 episodes on April 15th. When I'm recording this. You're going to hear it on April 16th. April 15th or April 16th of next year, by a year from this podcast being released, I'm hoping that I'll be releasing episode 40, at least episode 40, by that time. To show how serious I am about this podcast, I want to release more episodes than I have this year. So, that is my plan, and I'm going to be working hard at my episodes. I'm thinking, I'm going to see how well I can do these weekly ones. I might switch everything to every 2 weeks. That would still be fairly well, and it give me enough time to write an episode and talk about it and everything like that. But ideally, I would prefer to keep it every week as often as I can. So, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, from there, I guess we start getting ready to talk about the main topic of today. And that's we are on episode 16 about sleeping stories and phenomenons. And it's time to drift off into dreamland, everyone. Let's go. Oops, sorry. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dream Zone. Hope you are all comfortable and have the ability to rest your mind, remove all negativity, play pictures of things we imagine and see through our minds, and imagine it is happening to you. Sleep is amazing and is really important for everyone to get some rest. I don't know I don't know how everyone sleeps. I don't know how all your sleeping schedules work, but sleep is so important. What I would like everyone to do now is give some tips on how you sleep. If you're watching this, or comment, or give me a tip on what helps you go to sleep, because sleep is amazing. Right? I'm gonna give my own tips of some things that work for me, just for a little bit here, and yeah, we'll go from there. So just to get a little talk about sleep, help us sleep, because sleep is so important. So, very first thing, very obvious, duh, of course, don't take stimulants or substances that keep you awake or alert. Like sugar, caffeine, and drugs that keep you awake. Instead, try the things that make you sleepy, calm, like melatonin, CBD, indica weed. I've also heard lettuce tea. If you boil lettuce, warm milk, warm water, there's some other teas that work. Just try something just try not to have anything that boosts your energy up, obviously. Now, the one thing I find it hard for us to do is to shut off our minds. And screens are really bad for when we want to sleep. So I'm telling you right now, the one hardest thing that we are going to have to try to do is, if we want a better sleep, is to try to turn off screens before you're going to bed. And it's so hard. It's so hard. Because it's hard. You always want to be on your phone. You always want to do something with electronics. And but I know for a healthy sleep, you need to shut off the electronics for at least 30 minutes. It's hard to do that sometimes, but yeah, it's so finding a way to turn off those electronics before bed is a good one. What else can I say? Try exercising throughout the day. That might rest your body enough to get you going. Or if you're like me, exercise does the opposite. I try to exercise, I do a good workout and everything, and then my body just wants to keep going. That's how it was when I was working out. I haven't tried to work out in a while because every day feels like a workout. For me and my condition, I feel sore all the time, just doing normal walking. And now I'm taking care of a 1-year-old girl, almost. She keeps me on my toes, and I have to keep moving around. And I will admit it's tiring, but with my body, it's important for me to get my sleep and relax. It's something I gotta do. So sleep, it's hard. It's important for us to get, but it's really important for us to try to clear our minds and try to be on good terms before going to bed. Try not to go to bed angry. Try not to go to bed sad or in fear, or upset, or with allowing dark energy. You need to try to push those feelings away before you go to sleep, and it also will help you too, because you gotta push those negative feelings away. You gotta push the anger and hate out of your mind before you're going to bed, in order to make it really worth it. So, but I feel like that's why we dream. I feel like dream and some events that may happen while we're sleeping is because we are going to bed in different terms, and it may allow us to have our mind running wild. And that's where I feel like some phenomenon that people describe occurs. For me, I have had 4 events that occurred about my sleep. I have 2 good stories, and the last 2 are pretty plain. They're pretty plain. The first 2 stories are pretty plain, but they're kind of they're more of what I think people are describing when they say sleep paralysis. And then the last 2, I think it's just an overactive mind or stressed mind in the middle of the night. But listen to the stories and you tell me what you think. Alright? Alright, so the first story. I was about 8 years old, and I was seeing my father. I was living with my father for, I think it was over winter break or something like that. Or just over a weekend, because I remember only going there on the weekends. And we had 3 bedrooms in the house, 2 upstairs and 1 downstairs in a basement. And then there's a big den, an unfinished den that was concrete walls. And I remember it was really cold in the winters. Would it get too cold in Kamloops, where I'm from? I know if we had one of those basements here, we would not be able to sleep down there. But Kamloops is a little bit more forgiving in Canada, so it wasn't that bad sleeping down there. We just had to have extra blankets and we were good to go. But, anyways, it was a creepy room. But the one thing I noticed on my walls is they painted clouds on them. There was a big powder blue wall, and they put they had the clouds on there. So, I don't know, for some reason that calmed me down. I didn't get really any nightmares from that room. Even though how creepy it kind of was, being in a concrete room. And it was pretty cold, and the window that is in my room was so dirty I couldn't even see it. It looked almost yellow and it was dark, and I couldn't recognize what was outside anymore. So it was like, okay, it's really creepy. So I didn't really get too many nightmares, but I did get one. One event happened though. One night I woke up in the middle of the night. And my room was dark, and I seen that little window, right? And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I should logically be able to roll off my bed and then go turn on the light. I couldn't move. I tried to roll over, and I couldn't roll over. I was like, oh, well, that's not working. So I noticed the light was on a weird side of my angle, so I don't know what was going on. All I could see was this light, and I couldn't move. And I was trying to go towards move away so I could see where I'm on my bed, but I couldn't move. Right? I couldn't move, and I got scared. I started screaming at the top of my lungs, and I do believe my dad and my sister heard me when I was screaming my head off, but I was stuck. I couldn't move, and all I seen was this little square light in the distance. I couldn't move towards it. I knew I couldn't roll around. I couldn't try to get to my light switch. And I just couldn't feel it. And all of a sudden, I felt darkness coming over my body, and as I get swallowing me whole. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? This is scary. This is freaking me out. It was just darkness, and I can't move, and it's freaking out. I don't know what happened, but eventually somehow I snapped out of it and was able to turn on my light and look around and look at everything going on. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy if you really think about it. I was honestly scared for my life. I once I got the lights on, I looked at the clouds, calm me down. I had my Game Boy. I think I played a little Pokemon to kind of get my mind at ease and get myself back to bed. Because I was gaming. The gaming was Pokemon Crystal was my game at the time, so I believe it was. And yeah, so that's the first story, and that's probably the most terrifying one. Yeah, that one's more of a terrifying one. That one's a scary one. That's the first unexplained dream or event that I had, where I couldn't move my body, and that's what people describe as sleep paralysis. You can't move your body, and a demon is there, right? So I felt like I couldn't move my body, but I felt darkness come over me. But it wasn't a demon. Like some people describe they see demons and everything. We'll get into that a little bit later. So the second story happened when I was 15 years old. Now, due to events in my life, I am forced to out of my dad's place, and I went to my dad's place into my aunt's place for a bit. And all I remember is I was upset. Not gonna lie, I was an emotional wreck. And I'll keep the little bit of what happened there, a little bit of mystery. First off, I think a little bit it's repressed, and I'm just starting to unlock it. So I'm not sure exactly what happened. I can't remember, but it's something in my past that I'm unlocking right now. Actually, I'll be honest. When I was writing this, I actually was very emotional about this episode, because I remember being so emotional about this event happening. So not only was I an emotional wreck, I also had an addiction to my cell phone, where I'd just be on my cell phone looking at different things, looking at videos, talking to people. I would be looking all over at pictures or stories or just games. I always find something to do on my phone. I was addicted to it. I still get some addictions like that where I stay up all night playing games on my phone, reading articles, reading on Twitter, going on TikTok. I still get some of those evenings too where I still do that. It's an addiction I've had since I was 15. Ever since I've had a phone, really. So that's 15. So it's almost 15 years ago that I had a phone addiction. So it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Anyways, I was at my aunt's place in a bedroom, just a blank room that had a dresser and a mattress. And I was laying on the mattress, just on my phone, clicking away, doing whatever I was doing. I remember I was upset. I was probably texting a lot of my friends how upset I was that I was staying at my aunt's, not at my dad's. I was really upset. I can't remember if I was kicked out or if I left. I don't know. I just know I was really upset. But anyways, that night I was laying down on my bed, and I was laying on the mattress there, not my bed, but it was a mattress. And I remember, oh yeah, my knee is getting itchy. Let's just sit up and scratch that. I get ready to try to bend up or bend my knee back or to move something. Nothing was happening. And like, I had my phone down, right? Like, I already put my phone down, and my arms wouldn't move, my legs wouldn't move. It was like, oh, okay. Well, what are we gonna do here? Like, what are we gonna do here? I want to scratch my knee. I can't move my body, but I'm awake. So, yeah, and I was awake, and I couldn't move anything. I was frustrating, but also it was fascinating at the same time. It's like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, my mind is wide awake, and I can see what's happening, but I just can't move. And it was crazy. And for me, I knew my mind was awake. It was running. My body was always asleep. For me, the only way I could think of getting out of this situation was to fall asleep. So, somehow I put my mind to it. This was like 3 a.m. going on to 5 a.m. I think it's like 5 a.m. in the morning. I already committed to staying up all night because, if I had to be up in an hour, there's no point in me going to sleep. But I was stuck and my body was asleep. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to sleep too. I somehow managed to force myself to sleep. And yeah, I was able to force myself to sleep. Woke up the next day, not feeling very good. And yeah. So yeah, that story happened. I apologize for that pause there. Um, but yeah, so I feel like the same event that happened in my first story is what happened in the second one. I believe what I suffered through is sleep paralysis. The difference being is one of my sleep paralysis was done in the dark, and the other was done in the light. But I had some other incidents happen with me during sleep that is unexplainable. The last two stories happened in a 3-year span, and it happened only about 6 years ago. And I'd be going to sleep. Maybe I don't know. I can't remember if I was overstressed or something, but I'd go to sleep, and I was fast asleep, and all of a sudden, I vividly would feel like a man in a raincoat came into our house, and I would shout right up and say, "No, get the F out of my house. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here." And I yelled at him. I was angry. I woke up that way. And it was kind of alarming. It's kind of alarming when I woke up that way. And then, like, my spouse at the time, she was scared about that. She was like, okay, that was really freaky. And then 3 years later, I'm with my wife now, and I do it again. It happens again. I shoot up, and I swear someone came in the door. I was like, what the hell are you doing here? And she was kind of, nothing really happened too much of it. I think what actually is happening is, if I think about these events, I'm thinking these all happen during thunderstorms. And I bet you anything, these thunders always trigger, like when there's a thunder, it triggers my awakeness, So, that's what I do believe is happening with these two events. Because one time I was sleeping with my wife there, and it was a thunderstorm out. And all of a sudden, I just remember hearing a big boom, and then all of a sudden, the fire alarm started going off at our house or in our apartment building, and I shot right up and was like, "All right, let's go." It was like didn't even no response. I was like, "Okay, let's get out of here." And the fire alarms are going off, and my wife's just like, "What the hell? What's going on?" It's like, "We gotta get out of here." And I was already shot up and ready to go, like within 5 seconds or 3 seconds of the fire alarm starting to go off. Well, we're in fast sleep, but that's just because of the way that the way the lightning struck the building. So, anyways, so those are some sleep events I've had. You tell me in the comments below, or if you're live watching this or anything, or tell me some of your sleep events you may have happened. Like if you've seen spirits, or if you may be held down, if you experience sleep paralysis, the demon part of it. Tell me about your experiences. I don't know what to think, but here's what I'm thinking. I have a theory about why I never manifested a demon. It's because I never really opened my mind to scary movies, horror movies, when I was really young, and I didn't really listen to a lot of that. I didn't watch a lot of horror stuff as a young child too much. So I don't think I subjected my mind to allowing those kind of fears into my mind. I more had fears of dark and being alone, or trapped away or something like that, I think those were kind of more my fears, but not really the demon parts. So I think when it came to my sleep paralysis, it made sense why it went the way it did. But I feel like if you do feel like you have the sleep paralysis, and you do feel like you have demons and spirits falling around you, you need to get rid of them. Because here's the thing, you need to start speaking what you want into earth, because it'll manifest. Things will manifest for you. So, you gotta do it. You can't. If you keep thinking about, there's demons around me, there's spirits around me, there's bad spirits around me, it feels bad, everything is bad, everything's gonna be bad. But if you start saying, you know what, these are my tests. Yeah, there might be some bad things in my life, but these are just tests. And not look at it as a burden. I'm going to let you know right now. Just starting to think of little tests, little things, events that happen in your life. Not trying to make them as burdens or making them as anything. I believe you can speak what you want into earth. So I feel like, and like I said in episode 6, if you are only thinking of demons and darkness and being upset, I strongly feel like if you keep having that run through your head, or maybe there's drugs you're on that are making you think that way, you gotta understand that they may not think you have a negative mindset, but there's a good possible chance you may do, and it allows your spirits, these dark spirits, to manifest themselves in you. So what you gotta do is you gotta pray them away. You gotta say, I do not accept these dark spirits. I do not accept these dark spirits in my household, on my land, in my community. I do not accept these dark feelings in my mind, in my soul, and in my home. I am a positive being. I will emit light, and I will not be afraid. Say those affirmations and speak it into the world. Even just imagine it. Just imagine it. Because if you can imagine it, it'll start manifesting. It'll start manifesting. And, as you start manifesting, you losing your fears, you not being afraid anymore, you moving forward with life, doing what you want to do. You know what? Things will become clearer for you because you are going to be free. And that's what the 6th letter to earth is. The F word. Freedom. Because all we want is freedom. We want freedom. And to not live in fear is freedom. To not fear and live in sadness is freedom. To live in positivity. To feel that you have a purpose. You have a purpose in life. What is your purpose? My purpose is to be a family man. My purpose is to also be a light worker. To send positivity to everyone. What's your purpose? What are you doing on this earth? Start thinking of that. I'm not trying to insult anyone, but start thinking of what you should be doing with your life. And I know this is a sleep episode and it's supposed to be a sleep paralysis, but I feel like sleep paralysis is one of those things that when you are thinking negatively, it affects you. So you gotta try to stop thinking negatively. You gotta think positive. You gotta think love. You gotta think light. Because that's the only way, folks. Because remember, here at Sixth Letter Earth, we support the F word. Freedom! Freedom! Oh, freedom! If you like that, follow me on Twitch, because at 125 followers, I will be doing a karaoke stream. And you will get to hear my lovely voice singing. Anyways, what we want here is freedom to the world. All around the world, let everyone be free. Freedom to you. I want you to be able to be free. I want you to feel free to be you. I want you to be free to do what you want to do. I want you to be able to do that. So that's freedom to you. But most importantly, I want freedom to our minds. I want us to be able to think what we want to think. I want us to use our brains for what it was meant to do. I want to unlock these secrets of spirituality that allows me to be this positive being in dark times. I want you to be able to unlock that. And that's freedom to your mind. Freedom to the world. Freedom to you. And most importantly, freedom to your mind. I want to say thank you to everyone who supports Sixth Letter to Earth, whether it be on the podcast, whether it be my streams, whether it be some of my tweets or my TikToks or whatever. I'd like to thank every one of you for this first year of Sixth Letter to Earth. And I'm just starting to embrace Sixth Letter to Earth 100%. So, I'm going to let you know now. Sixth Letter to Earth. First anniversary of me being starting Sixth Letter to Earth. And I'm excited to keep going. Because it's kind of a little journal to me, guys. Talking about these things. Like I said, I started to feel like I had some suppressed memory. Being brought back from thinking about my past. And I want you guys to know I'm going to always find things to talk about. There's always going to be something I can do a podcast on. Like I said, my goal is to do 40 podcasts, be at episode 40 by the next time we do this, so at least 24 episodes in the next year. So I'm hoping to do that. So yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for being here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I might do a 420 special episode. I don't know. We'll see. Alright. Have a good one, guys. Bye.